First, I want Joe to meet who makes all that noise. Penny. And I will be doing a piece on her at some point about pets and animals and healing. But for now, we're back to terminology. And if you've been watching in order, you may have noticed that I'm feeling a little better today than I was in the past few days. And my depression is lifted some. Actually quite a bit. I'm about halfway to a normal mood. And I know it's like I've been doing a video one after the other, but that's because when I had the depressive episode, it was a perfect opportunity for me to show you what that looked like. And also, now that I'm feeling better, it would be a good time to get back to the more cut and dry stuff, definitions and that. A lot of times people with bipolar disorder have to work their lives and activities around or with their moods, and that's what I'm doing right now. And besides, I have not a whole lot to fill my day as it is right now. So anyway, I was on Bipolar 2. We had covered Bipolar 1 as being one episode of mania, at least, and sometimes episodes of depression. Bipolar 2 is an episode of hypomania, at least once, sometimes with episodes of depression, and sometimes with without, but usually with hypomania, with depression, Bipolar 2. Some refer to Bipolar 2 as bipolar light. But I'm here to tell you that whereas hypomania can be quite productive, it can also be destructive. Hypomania is a sense of euphoria, high energy, high productivity, high creativity. You get a lot done. You need less sleep. People talk about baking all night, cleaning all night, organizing things. Great ideas, and they make sense. Wonderful ideas. Genius ideas. Beautiful paintings. Magical works of art. Music moving. Wonderful. Who goes to the doctor for that? Nobody. That's why it's very commonly missed. Some people just stay with Bipolar 2 and the hypomania. Some people move on to Bipolar 1 and their hypomanias become mania. But we're going to just talk about hypomania. Some doctors just kind of consider it hypomania depending on how well you function in your day-to-day life. Can you maintain relationships and a job? Are you getting your bills paid? You're not getting arrested? Things like that. Well, then, if you're still functioning, then it's hypomania. Some kind of go by that, but let me double check here. See, make sure I'm not missing anything. No. So, the destructive side of hypomania. The sexual activity, promiscuity, can lead to the impulsiveness of hypomania, the irresistible risk behavior in sexuality can result in unwanted pregnancies, can result in STDs, some STDs that don't go away. And also gambling, spending sprees, spending money, the impulse. hypomania, for me, the impulsiveness was always a big problem. And the need, the absolute need to collect, have one in every shape and color. I could take this camera and walk you around our house and show you my various hypomanic collections. One big one that I'll probably, when I talk about mania more in my mania more in depth, records, thousands of dollars of records, packages coming to the door. And the sad thing was is that I had the money. I wasn't running up debt, but the money was supposed to be set aside for any things like hospitalization, or if somehow I needed to pay for medication. Just it was supposed to be put aside for what ifs. And I came out of that hypomania and I saw how much money I'd spent, and I was very upset. I find myself having to apologize more with hypomania because people don't recognize that you're not in your right mind. They can't see that. You're not that far gone. And so when you come out, you have to walk around and apologize and ask, what can I do to make it right? I'm sorry, I was, you know, flirting with your husband. I didn't mean it. You don't understand. I can't believe I did that. You know, how embarrassing. I never want to be around these people again. My wife left me because I gambled away all the money. That money that we had set aside to send our kids to a really good private school, you know, and I never intended to do that, but I couldn't stop myself. And every time you just have to come out and apologize. I'm getting more personal than I wanted to, but I'm trying to explain hypomania as being two sides of a coin. The good and the bad. Bad and the ugly. But hypomania, on its flip side with the creativity and feeling good, is the euphoria is a better high than you could ever get from any drug known to man. The drugs that our brains can produce are feel-good drugs, our endorphins, our dopamines, our serotonins are better than meth, cocaine, crack, LSD, ecstasy, all combined. I mean, there's nothing better. And so people become addicted to their moods. They miss them, and they stop taking their medications. They want to get high. It's addictive. Who wouldn't? They feel less creative. They feel less productive. They feel less sexy. They feel less intelligent, less intriguing. Life gets boring. Come on, let's go. In the depressions are basically, can be basically the same degree as bipolar 1. It's just the manias that are basically the main difference between bipolar 1 and bipolar 2. I'm going to stop with bipolar 2 right there. Cyclothymia will be in the next one.